Yes, people, what's going on? Don from Kenya Guinness TV. On my right side of the screen is basically Abdul Razak. Buddha, wanasemaje maze? Finally, football is back. It's been 2 weeks of international break, two
Yeah.
weeks of no sports, 2 weeks of just sitting down. But football is finally back. We have some hot games basically kicking on tomorrow, and we're
Mm-hmm.
basically here to do a weekend preview. Yes, Abdul, man. First of all, Manu, how have you been, man? What's going on?
Bro, I'm good. I'm good. It was a boring 2 weeks, but football is back. 3 months of football. You're ready to go, man.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, let me just actually highlight the games that are being played tomorrow, or better the weekend. So you have Leicester early kickoff, by the that is Leicester versus Chelsea. Your side, it's at
Yeah.
15:30 East African time. Then you have
Yeah.
Fulham Wolves. We have Everton Brentford. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Yep.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we have Bournemouth and Brighton. Some of by there highlight them on the screen. Yeah. Then we have
Yeah.
Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. Then I think the game of the day tomorrow, but this Man City versus Spurs at eight
Yeah.
thirty. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
really interested to see how this thing is going to pan out. Uh, and then of course we have Liverpool versus Southampton on Sunday. Then you have Ipswich Town versus Manchester United.
Yeah.
Yo, man, it's a weekend. It's a weekend of games. I think right now, by the way, we are now going into the next international break is going to be when is the next international break? Because
I believe in March. In March, it's a busy period right now. This is where
yeah,
the table arranges itself
exactly,
realistically going into the new
exactly,
year, bro.
exactly. This is now, but then now this is where now this is now for me. This now basically is the definition of the title contenders.
Yeah.
Around this time is when now it's you now start having a clue of actually who's going to be in the top four, who's going to be
Yeah.
relegated, who's going to get the EPL.
It's the
Some
business
of
end
it.
before the business end, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, it's the business end before the business end. So, yo, man, right now, squad depth now plays a very big role. And now these are now teams are going to be really tested. Already, but on
Yep.
our side, you have injuries. I'm sure you guys also have
Mhm.
injuries. City have been struggling with injuries. Apparently, the only
Yeah.
team that is sitting pretty that yes, they have injuries, but they really don't have major injuries is Liverpool, and that's why they've been shining. But
Mm.
yo, man, listen. First of all, man, first game of the day, Leicester City versus Chelsea.
That's the
Bro,
kickoff,
you
yeah.
guys, what do you make of this? I
But
expect you guys, man, to go easy past these guys because I
yeah,
think,
that's what I'm expecting as well, bro. But the Enzo Maresca press conference was really interesting. He said some players returned yesterday morning from international, the Caicedos, the Enzos. Romeo Lave came out of international break with injury, so we don't know how. Yes, he's training, but Reece
yeah,
James on Tuesday, minor injury. So, things are not looking good. But in my video, if people are following me, I think it's good. The 3-2-4-1 is the formation to attack these upcoming fixtures, bro. And
yeah,
players need to be dropped when they're not performing. You know,
yeah, yeah,
even you, bro, even in your team, Arsenal, sorry, you guys are
yeah,
building up with three at the back, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
See, yeah, that's the formation to go. Then you give, the for me, I wanted Sancho, Felix, Palmer, Neto, and Jackson up top. The
hmm
4-1
yeah,
up top, and the back three with Gusto, Lawson, and Renato Viega, Caicedo, and Cucurella in midfield. There is a
yeah,
balance there. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the burden of creativity doesn't fall on Palmer. We've seen Palmer ghosting in the big games this season. So play the Felix,
But
play the
then,
Sanchez.
pause. Because actually, I wanted to ask you, by the way, what's the issue with this guy currently? Do you think that the system that Maresca is playing is basically not fitting him, or is he not really turning up as expected? Because honestly, Palmer by has been so he's not been so good and clinical the way he was as compared to last
Yeah,
season when you guys had
yeah,
Pochettino. For some
yeah.
reason, I mean, are we going back to the days of saying Pochettino knows how to bring the best out of young players? But Palmer, but that's
Yeah,
not been very good this season. I don't know what the issue
yeah.
is. Is it the system that you guys are playing in? Is it just
I
him not
believe, I
turning
believe,
up?
bro. I believe. I think it's both. It's the system, and it's also called Palmer. I think he's become a little bit, known by last season nobody knew who Cole Palmer was.
Yes.
So now people are trying to study him. This season we've seen him man marked out the game, the Liverpool
Yeah.
game. He was absolutely poor. And the big
And you
games
know,
this season, Cole Palmer has, the pressure now is he is getting the pressure of playing in a big club. Okay, and
let me
last
tell,
season,
yeah,
under Pochettino, I think he was playing more. You know where Madueke is playing? That was Cole
yes,
Palmer, and
yes,
Gusto was overlapping. Yeah,
yes,
Gusto was
yes,
overlapping, supporting him. Now he's
yeah,
in the midfield. You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not easy playing in the 10.
No, 100%. And you know, like I think him playing where Madueke was playing, but then Madueke, we'll talk about Madueke because he really had a good game during the international break, had some great assists. But the thing is this, like you said, one interesting thing about the Premier League, and I think time is going to tell this. I mean, we'll be telling these Liverpool fans. I wish Papa was here. The Premier
Yeah,
League, people eventually figure you out. Remember by the how Saka back in the days, 1v1, that was a very little player. Then now
yeah,
what did guys decide to do? Mark the
double
guy,
up.
it's a double him or probably the triple him. And they lock you. So that's what the Premier League is.
Yeah.
So like
If you're not on the highest level like the Hazard, the Messi, this doubling up it will get you by surprise, and you're
no,
out the
it
game
will.
easily.
It will 100%, 100%. So you need to be extremely good. You basically need to be, you just need to be, just like you said there, you need to have
Be a
this
baller.
hazard.
Don't rely on some players right now. They rely on pace. They rely on a
Yes.
little bit of 1-2 passing. You need to have
Yeah.
everything in your game locked
Yeah,
from your first
definitely.
touch, from your
Yeah.
awareness, from your understanding of where you're playing.
Yeah. And you see, partly also, I think the coach also needs to also, if you
Yeah.
see a player struggling, if you know that you have a little player in your team, I think it also
Mhm.
makes sense for the coach to also find a way
Mhm.
of unlocking him. For the longest
Exactly.
time, I'll give an example of, let me just give a very good example of, the team that I support, Bukayo Saka. If
Yeah.
people know, if most, if guys have found a way of basically locking this guy, basically doubling him, it's upon the coach to
Yeah.
find a way of using him as a decoy. I've always wanted a situation whereby if the people two guys are basically doubling Saka, that's a very great
Mhm.
opportunity because his work is basically just sack two people and then find a way of
Yeah.
releasing Kai Havertz
Yeah.
up front.
Yeah.
So like see, it's the work. It's basically the work of the coach to
But
also.
but I believe Arteta used to do that, bro. Ben White is not overlapping no more.
That's
Saka used to have help with Ben White. Ben White overlapping, Saka cuts in and finds the inside players. But right now he's all alone in that side. The same way, Palmer in the 10. It's him all alone. The guys are too far. So that's why I'm saying play the 2-10. If, for example, in your team, let Ben White overlap. When Ben White overlaps, there's option for Saka to come inside. But now
yeah.
no one is overlapping. There's no options of people inside. There's no Odegaard. So he'll struggle, obviously.
Yeah, like one thing that really surprises me with Mikel Arteta is he's always fond of from what I've seen. What I'm seeing this season is what basically I saw last season. But in the first leg, basically the first 2-3 months of the opening league, usually tries
Yeah.
different things, trying to test waters and whatnot. But I'm sure if you remember very well, last season I think around January we only lost one game. That's when actually this
Mhm.
guy was man Mikel's tactics, but they came in and basically players were just getting goals. It was goals galore, man. We were beating teams 5
Yeah.
0 6-0. So like
Yeah.
unfortunately, this we didn't win the league. We didn't win the league because of the trial and error things I was trying to do. I mean, you need to
Hmm.
basically understand, from a coach perspective, you have to be unpredictable, you have to come up with
Yeah.
different systems and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in the middle of all this, just win games. Yeah, win
Yeah. Get the
games.
best out of what you have. And that's what
Exactly.
differentiates the best from the average managers, bro.
So anyway, listen, man, we move on. But just let me know what are your score predictions for this game, Leicester versus Chelsea.
If you're playing Colwell and Fofana and Sanchez at the back, they're prone to mistakes. So I'm gonna say Leicester 1, Chelsea 3.
Surprisingly, man, it's not like Leicester, but it's very good. I mean, you could actually even let me tell you one thing. We
Yeah.
played with these guys, and from what I observed, the time we played with these guys, they just got lucky goals. So you have to be very
Yeah.
careful by the way with the attackers because they have some serious attackers by the way. So
Yeah.
like
The Benanotes, the Mavididis, they're good, bro.
yeah, they're good. So like they might actually just get a goal, but they're not really a good side. I really can't
Yeah.
trade them by the Leicester City. Nah, they're not doing very well. Anyway, we move to the next big match, and that is
Yeah.
basically Arsenal It's Arsenal versus
Forest.
Nottingham Forest. I'm actually
Yeah,
I'm losing my list. And
yeah, it's Forest. Yeah.
just give me a second. Just give me a second. Premier League. Yes. But then the table is
It's at
actually
home. It's gonna be tough for you if it's Forest at home. You
no,
know.
no. It's actually we are playing Nottingham Forest, but they're the Emirates, so it's a home game. It's a home game for us.
Yeah,
But let me say this,
yeah.
man. Nottingham Forest currently, I think they're sitting. Is it fifth in the Premier League? Fifth or sixth, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, they're doing
Surprisingly,
well, bro.
they're doing well, man. They have some serious attackers like in Elanga, Kina Chris Wood, man. Those guys are turning up by the for
You
Nottingham
remember
Forest.
I
So
warned Papa about Hudson Odoi. He thought I was joking.
let me say this. Let me say this, man. The Nottingham Forest, it's a side you're facing, and it's a side you need to prepare well. They're not the Nottingham
Yeah,
Forest we're used to, battling relegation.
yeah,
Surprisingly, last season, these guys are really struggling. Actually, they almost got relegated, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
almost got relegated. I think there were
And,
3 points just.
they've taken your main man, Edu.
They've taken our main man Edu Maze. Look at that banner. So, like, the thing is this, like, it's a side that we basically need to, in simple terms, just treat every game, take each and every game seriously. I don't expect
Yeah, exactly.
to be an easy game. Surprisingly, with
Yeah.
the games we played at home, man, I'm not been really impressed. Yes, we've won games. I look at the Southampton game, we won the Southampton game. I look at the
Mm-hmm.
Leicester game, we won the Leicester game. But there's
Yeah,
just something wrong with our defense right now. Apparently, we've been talking about having the best defense. I really don't know
yeah,
that. Do you remember the game we played versus Man City? I really wonder
yeah.
where that defense went. Yeah. And then I'm just praying and hoping Mikel Arteta doesn't come with this boring system of, once you score a goal, everybody goes at the back. That thing is
Yeah,
pissing me off.
yeah, I'm not. It's like you guys when you score, you're playing a back five. There's three in midfield and two up top. I'm wondering, is this Arsenal?
That thing is pissing me off. That thing is really, really pissing me off. Yes, I know defense is what wins you titles, but
Yeah,
we
but
cannot
when
be
you're playing
playing.
small teams, bro, that's embarrassing, man. And
Yeah,
it's not the Arsenal way, you know.
that's the thing. It's not the Arsenal way. Arsenal we're used to, having this
Bopping teams,
creative, yeah, this
destroying teams
creative
on the ball.
enjoying, the football that you watch and you want to enjoy. Right now, man, we're playing like Stoke City, man. Yeah,
Bro,
if you
that's
could,
why the name came, the Pile Pulis you're hearing.
bro. So like, I've not been impressed the way we are playing, but I'm hoping that well, partly also that can also be blamed to the fact that of course we had our creative midfielder was not available. That is Odegaard, but I'm sure right now he's fully fit. Of course, we also have
But bro,
injuries.
do you think Arteta should be blamed for that? Because the last two seasons you guys haven't had injuries, and this season you are supposed to go in the market and upgrade on certain areas, but he didn't do it. He brought in Raheem Sterling, Merino, players
Bro,
that
let
are
me even
not,
say this.
fast teamers.
But then let me even say this. I've been really sitting down and trying to reflect. At some point, by
Yeah.
the way, I look at it and I don't think Mikel Arteta, by the way, would be the kind of guy who doesn't want to win the Premier League. I think he's been embarrassed twice. Yeah, he's bottled it
Mm-hmm.
twice. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't think Mikel Arteta is the guy who probably maybe is. I don't. I think all these shenanigans, I blame it on
Yeah.
the Kroenkes. Me, by that, blame it on the owners
Really?
because
Okay.
no, I blame it on the owners because listen, who are the guys who actually give the money? If a
Yeah, the
business,
country.
I'll just give you very simple logic. Yeah.
Yeah.
If a
Yeah.
business is not doing well, if you probably maybe setting up a kiosk, you probably setting up a franchise or something. If the business is not doing well, if things are not working the way they're supposed to be working, who do you blame?
Yeah.
Do you blame the employees or do you blame the owners? It's the owners, and it's
But
it's it's a
let me play devil's advocate. If you've invested 800 million in your business and you're still not seeing the result you wanted, who should you blame?
over the years that has happened. But then you see,
Yeah,
I look at this season. What
like look at your team right now. The difference between your team and Chelsea is only 200 million, and we have, I could say, a quality in depth. But you guys, your bench isn't that good.
Yeah, no, facts. I really can't dispute that. That is actually facts.
Yeah.
And you see, what really
Hmm.
frustrates me with this team is
Yeah.
last season, we were so close. We just missed the Premier League with 2 points. Can you imagine two
Yeah.
points? And the
Exactly, bro.
missing and the missing thing in the team was just a striker. That's what we've been saying.
Yeah.
Get us a striker. Kai Havertz, by the way, yes,
Yeah.
he's tried, he's done his best, but he's just not naturally a striker. Yeah, naturally, he's
Hmm.
just not a striker. Yeah. So like
Mm-hmm.
you can imagine, last season we spent 100 million on Declan Rice,
Yeah,
65
yeah.
65k on Kai
On Kai
Havertz,
Havertz. Yeah.
65 million on Kai Havertz. Then who did
Mm-hmm.
you buy again? I'm trying to find. There was David Raya who we got on loan, and then who
Yeah.
else? Uh, but anyway, the major signings was Declan
Yeah,
Rice.
those are the main guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, honestly, last season, but I was actually quite impressed by the way the transfer window, the way you did the business. I was actually quite impressed with that. For the first time, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, Kronkis, you guys on the right path. You're doing so well. The
Yeah,
spending, you guys are basically, you are going aggressive and basically shaking the market and telling guys, listen, we're serious. We want this thing. And
yeah,
we were like, okay, good job, Kronkis. But then this
yeah,
season, you just need to just add a little spice. Just add a
yeah,
little spice. That is what frustrates me with this team. When we just
yeah.
get to this point where you just need to just tweak something, just add a bit of spice, a bit of salt. We failed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the transfer window,
But
that
if,
was one of the
if,
most.
you, if you read even the articles, I think is it the Athletic or some article I saw online, they were saying Arteta has, they say in the transfers, but he chose get me Calafiori. He's the one who wanted Calafiori with your defense being one of the best in the league last season. He also wanted Raheem Sterling, which is, bro, you are given options. Who do you want? For us to challenge. But I think he's happy. I think he's just happy, make top four and try and challenge. But even this season, look at Man City, look even Liverpool. This season, if you guys were serious, you would have gone and brushed everyone aside.
No, 100%. This season, if you're serious, but if we
Even
went,
the quality, bro. Okay, the tangibles of Ateta, even the quality of football that you guys were playing the last 2 years is not happening. Now,
bro,
is
man,
that not on the manager?
bro, this thing frustrates me, man. Just basically, the way this club is basically, the way the infrastructure is set up, at
Mhm.
times is really frustrating.
Yeah,
Uh, the transfer window, by the I had some guys rating the transfer window, but for me, that transfer window I think was one of the worst transfer windows I've ever seen. Well, not really the worst we've seen over the years, but compared to as per our expectations, man,
yeah.
that was one of the worst transfer windows I think we've ever seen. We've been talking about the missing part of the jigsaw. Get a striker. Go for, I mean, go for. What's this player's name? Abdullah, is still here with me?
Gideon. Yeah, yeah, I'm here, I'm here. I was just, there was an alarm.
Oh yeah. Go for Isak. What are you guys waiting for? Like, anyway, listen, man. That is what under the bridge. There's very little you can do, but as fans, the best you can do is
Yeah.
just comment
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
complain and just
And
make
Ateta
noise.
signed another contract. You remember the talk we had?
Bro, don't even I don't even want to get into that conversation, man. Let's have that conversation at the end of the season. Let's just move it.
Long may
But
it
listen,
continue, bro.
anyway, listen, I'm looking at tomorrow's game, and I think right now we need to go
Yeah,
on into the fact that we've drawn, we've had several draws. I think we've only
yeah.
lost 2 games so far, yeah, since the Premier League opened.
Mhm.
Uh, in the Premier
As a
League,
fan, I usually look at performances. Performances at the end of the season, they usually give you the points. You guys'
yeah,
performances haven't been really good.
no,
Teams
hundred
are
percent.
figuring it out defensively, offensively. You're not creating chances to score goals. So things are
Yeah,
not looking good for Arsenal, man.
no, it's not been looking good. But surprisingly, Abdullah, I also tell you, last season, you remember last season, we were
We
basically
started the
coming the
same
same.
way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing a similar template of what basically happened last season. Bro, do you remember
Okay.
last season? By the way, I think around December, we were already written off by there from being title contenders. You remember when
So,
Liverpool was like 7 points ahead? I
okay.
mean, in
Okay.
December,
Let's
in
see.
December last season, Liverpool was 7 points ahead. We lost like
Yeah.
2 games. We lost the West Ham. We lost there's the Newcastle game. We
Yeah.
lost the Newcastle game. We lost the
Yeah.
West Ham game. We lost the
Mhm.
Kwanzaa, the 2 back-to-back games, Fulham and West Ham, losing both
Yeah.
games. We were basically written off by there from that. So like, listen,
So
let me
you
give
still
you
believe you guys are in the title race, yeah?
bro, man, it's confusing, man. It's confusing for me. I'm really conflicted by that. I even don't know. I really don't have an answer for that. I think
Okay.
but the thing is
I
this.
think you guys are in the top four race, bro. If you don't watch out,
The thing is this. We need to
uh,
basically go on a run. Right now, I think we now need to
yeah,
go like, if we go like 10 games unbeaten, then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you guys are not serious. You guys are now proving
Yeah.
something. But if we
Yeah.
draw a game or lose a game, actually, by that, if we draw any game or lose any game, I think it's going to be curtains. It's going to be curtains, by the
Yeah.
way, for the Premier League.
Exactly.
And I think, like,
Hmm.
listen, let's just move on.
Hmm.
Just go for the cups. But then, listen,
Yeah.
enough of Arsenal, enough of Chelsea. Let's go to the City versus Tottenham game. But the first of all,
Yeah.
City, have they gotten their players back? The players who are
Yeah.
injured.
But I think most of them are back, apart from I think Rodri and Bob, if I'm not wrong.
No, Oscar Bobs, I don't know when he's going to be available, but Rodri is out for the season.
Yeah, I think
Rodri
Bob
is,
in January. I think in January he'll be back,
yeah.
and
So
he's a good
Rodri,
player, bro.
no, Oscar Bobs is a good player, but Rodri, that's it. It's curtains for him for the season. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
kind of, yeah.
even if he comes back, nah, I think he's done for this season. And
Hmm.
well, these guys are not been playing. Grealish is back, right?
Yeah, I
Grealish is
believe.
back.
Yeah, yeah. I saw
Doku
Grealish,
is back.
Stone, KDB. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, KDB. But surprisingly, man, looking at KDB, has he? I've seen him play. Uh, like the game that they played last,
Yeah,
before
I
the
think.
international.
Yeah, he was brought like for 5 minutes. Was it 5 minutes?
Yeah, it was about like for 5 minutes. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if they're trying to basically preserve him, but I think age is catching up with him. But
Bro,
you
I
can't
think
lie.
I believe most of these City players, I think their time is coming to an end, and
Oh
City
yeah, yeah,
haven't invested. Yeah, and City haven't invested for their future. It's only maybe Bob and Savinho, but Gundogan is a year older. KDB, Walker has lost his pace. So
yeah.
Kovacic, I think Kovacic is injured by the way. So I think
Oh yeah.
they're losing players and they don't have players to come in and play for them. So and Pepper signed that I think a 2 year, 1 year and an extension for 12 months option.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Abdul,
So maybe losing. I think
Abdul, I'm losing you. Yeah, Abdul, I'm losing you. I think it's probably a connection.
Oh yeah, I was saying that the Man City players. I think most of them they are getting older, and they've won everything. They're getting maybe tired. Is it
Okay,
tired?
I
I
think
don't know if tired is the right word, but they're used to winning, bro.
no.
So they're getting older. They are losing games. They've lost 4 in a row. They haven't won 4 games in a row. Imagine Man
I think
City.
the word they're basically looking for is complacency. They have basically become so complacent, and they're
Yeah,
like,
exactly, bro. Yeah,
listen,
yeah,
you've done
yeah,
it all. And at times by there, as a player, when you've done it all, you've won everything. You're like, listen, what am I looking for? What am I fighting for? What am I yearning
yeah.
for?
That's why I
So
was saying, if it's a serious team this season, they're running with the title.
that's what I'm saying. Exactly what you're saying. If Arsenal was serious, this is the time, because the biggest competition for the longest time by there has been Man City.
Mm.
Abdullah, I'm telling you, if Slot wins this Premier League before Mikel Arteta, that's going to be one of the most embarrassing things I think I've ever seen in the Premier League. Mikel Arteta just better pack his bags, because he's going to be under massive pressure. And you know how Arsenal fans are, man. We
Yeah.
can quickly switch, bro. I'm telling you, the
Yeah.
Arteta
But I
outtrained, but
think right now there is a cult in most of the football fans. There's always the outs and the ins, which I really don't like. Football fans should support their club and stop
yeah,
this cult thing. You are
yeah.
Arsenal, not Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, not Chelsea and Enzo Maresca. If the person is not doing his job, speak on it. Don't be afraid to speak on it, bro.
And the thing is, I've seen these with young fans. I think maybe
Yeah,
your older fans. We've been watching football for some time, but the thing is,
yeah.
this: some of these fans forget that, yo,
Club comes
when was
first.
Arsenal? When was Arsenal? When was Arsenal founded? When was Chelsea founded? How many players have played for Arsenal all these years?
Bro,
Yeah. How
exactly,
many
man.
coaches
Yeah,
are there? How many coaches has Arsenal seen? How many coaches has Man City seen? How many coaches has Man U seen? How many players has Manchester United seen? You see, what people forget
fast,
is
bro.
these players
Yeah,
come and go. But
exactly.
man, once you're a fan, you're a fan.
You're in there, bro. There's no leaving, man.
There's no living. You have to be there in good times. You have to be there in
Yeah,
bad times. I think Abdul, but
and in
there's a
bad
club. You've
times.
seen
Yeah,
your clubs at the
exactly.
highest moments. You've seen your clubs, but they are at the lowest moments. In the middle of all this, but
Yeah,
you've been
bro.
there. Yeah, I'll give you
Yeah.
an example.
Yep.
Man, people thought by the players like Van Persie, Fabregas, Nasr would never leave
Mm.
Arsenal. Henry, these
Yeah.
guys they
Exactly.
come and go. These guys come and go. But
Yeah.
we've been here, man. We've been
Mhm.
here. Once you start supporting a club,
From the
bro,
joys to the tears, we've been here.
you've been here. So like this thing of fans getting you know
It's
worshiping
become a cult,
worshiping
bro.
worshiping a player or worshiping a coach. I think it's just nonsense. And
Yeah. Exactly. Bro.
I've seen it a lot with this younger generation, but it's a thing
Mm.
that I've seen this
It
younger
needs to
generation.
stop, bro. It has to stop.
It has to stop, but I don't think it's going to stop because listen, I mean, these Gen Z guys are just moving different, and there's nothing much you can do. You just have to find a way of living and coexisting with them because
Nah, bro. We're gonna tell them, bro.
it's just a
Take
new,
that rubbish somewhere else.
it's just a new thing. It's a new fan base, and
Like I'm always fighting fans saying that Madueke needs to keep starting after stinking games. I'll keep calling him out.
bro, some of these fans even look at players' hairstyles. Some of these guys are in love with players' hairstyle.
Bro, it's funny. We are in the generation of the rainbow time. Maybe they're in love with these players. You don't know.
Bro, it's really weird, but it's really weird. But anyway, listen,
But, man, yeah.
it is what it is. We move on. The next game by the I wish by the Derek, by the apparently I saw him chat by the WhatsApp, so I think he should be back very soon. The
Yeah.
Southampton versus Liverpool game. Nah, man, this
Hmm.
this this is just if I expect Liverpool by the to go comfortable past these guys.
Bro, you didn't tell me your Arsenal prediction. What do you think? You guys are gonna win?
No, bro, we should win. We have to win. Hey, man, we have to win. We have to go on a run, man. We have to go on a run. We can't afford to even lose one game. Before the next
Mm,
international break, we need to go on a run. So my score prediction,
okay.
just to answer your question, I'm going for give it 2-0. I'll give it 2-0, but they to the Arsenal.
Okay. Okay.
Expect us to win. Expect us to win. Yo, so we
Okay.
move on to the Southampton versus Liverpool game. Like I was saying, I expect
Yeah.
Liverpool by the to win this game easy. If they lose this game,
Mm-hmm.
but surprisingly, this is the Premier League, by the way. If you watch the Southampton versus City game, actually
Yeah.
City almost lost that game.
Yeah.
No, that's they almost drew that game, by the way. They almost drew the game. So
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing much to say about this game, but listen, you expect Liverpool by the to
Liverpool,
go past.
Liverpool, Klopp, sorry, Slot is doing a good job at Liverpool. And, man, the funny thing, people are changing their opinions, even myself.
Yeah,
At the beginning of the season, I said I don't see Liverpool doing anything.
yeah, yeah.
So right now, we need to give Slot some credit because he's got in a team, no players of his own, and he's doing his thing. So big up to him. But I
No,
hope they
big up.
fail very soon.
Yeah, big up to Slot, but they have to. I mean, Ford is done, but he's top of the Champions League table. He's top of the Premier League table. You have to give him his respect, and I'm sure with the
Mhm.
coaches right now,
Yeah.
that's the thing. The interesting thing about the Premier League is guys figure you out fast, man. This guy's going to me. I know Slot is going to be figured out. He's going to be figured out. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time because I mean he's on top. So it's just a matter of coaches do a lot of research on his style of play and try and find solutions how to lock his
Mm-hmm.
players and whatnot. I think the biggest trend but that I've seen with Liverpool for the time I've
Yeah.
seen slots come in, bro,
Mm.
counter play. Those guys have serious runners, Maze.
Yeah, and
Salah.
also I think defensively they're very, very. People are underrating the defense. Konate, I think, and Van
Oh
Dijk are
yes.
doing very well
Yeah,
defensively.
but
Yeah,
the defense is actually very solid. Konate and Van Dijk, man, the defense is solid.
imagine,
But
and they have Kelleher at the back. It's not Allison.
yes, I'm telling you, imagine, man. So you imagine when
Yeah.
Alisson comes back. But man,
Mm-hmm.
the attack, Darwin Nunes and Salah, hey, those guys, man, they get you on the counter, just count that as a goal. Those guys,
Yeah,
I mean, from all the goals I've seen, most of the goals I've seen this season is just from the
counter.
counter. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so those guys get you
They break
napping.
very well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They kill you, man. Salah definitely, man, is going to play games with you. He's just going to kill you. So I
Yeah.
expect these
Yeah.
guys, but to win tomorrow's game and basically still remain top of the table.
Yeah.
But then now, I think as we wrap this show up, the most interesting
Mm-hmm.
game that we're looking forward to,
Yeah.
not that the team they're playing with is quite a tough side, but they actually even beat Spurs. That is Ipswich Town. Is
Yeah.
Ipswich Town versus Manchester United. So Amorim's
Mm-hmm. The
first
Amorim
home
era.
Yeah, the Amorim era, man. This guy has been
Yeah.
hyped, man. The Amorim has been hyped. I just hope. But they, I've seen this guy. I've been doing a lot of research on him. I've seen his how his three
Huh.
four three system has been working out with him. But that's Sporting Lisbon. He seems to
I
be a
think
very
that's the way most teams are doing the same. The back three, the four in midfield,
yes,
build up in three, midfield of two,
yeah,
then you attack. That's the
yeah,
balance. And he believes in his system. I saw his press just a few minutes ago. I think, he believes he's the right manager for Man United. Time
yeah.
will tell, bro.
No, time will tell. Time will, but all this will time will just reveal everything. Time will eventually just
Mhm.
reveal everything. But it seems like somebody who understands what he's doing. I just
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he seems to be a good guy, good
Mhm.
coach. But listen, man, as rival fans, we definitely don't want Manchester United
We are
man to
hoping
succeed.
him to fail, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But the
Even the
surprising
way
thing
he
is,
speaks, they were asking him about, are you gonna be the guy in the transfer market to get your players? He said, first season I need to understand the league. Then after we agree on
mm,
everything, then next season I try to bring my guys. So he understands.
yeah,
He wants to learn about the Premier League. So let's see
yeah,
what he
yeah.
does.
But I'll tell you for sure, man, with Manchester United, what you've seen over the years, Ten Hag, man, you see the way Amorim is being hyped. That's the same
Yeah.
way. Was it Ten Hainsberg? You remember how Rance was calling
Heisenberg. Ken
Ten Hainsberg?
Heisenberg.
Ten Heisenberg. I mean, he's been hyped. We've seen Van Gaal being
Yeah.
hyped. We've seen Mourinho
Yeah.
being hyped. So I
Yeah.
just saw well for him. I'm just hoping by day. Okay, this is more of like
But
let
bro,
me say
he's
this.
also doing it's us against them. Even in the
Yeah,
presser, he was saying like, you guys don't believe in these players. I believe in these players. So it's trying to, unite everyone against, the fan base, the players against everyone else. And it's a good way to go, bro. Until
yeah,
it
it's a good
doesn't
way to
work.
go. Well, it's good from a coaching perspective, but I really respect the fact that he's really respecting the players. I was actually even just watching his interview right now
Yeah.
with Gary Neville.
Yeah.
And Gary Neville was
Hmm.
basically asking him a question, about Casemiro and
Hmm.
Marcus Rashford, basically going for go to the states during the 5 days
Hmm.
off. And he really
Yeah.
answered it in a very smart way. So you see, as a good coach, by the way, from a coaching perspective, you have to protect
Hmm.
your players at all cost. So
Yeah.
he seems to be somebody who knows how to handle the media, unlike
Hmm.
Ten
Ten
Hag, because
Hag.
Ten Hag would just go and you remember what he did to Cristiano Ronaldo, you remember what he did to Sancho.
It's all
Didn't
about
have any experience. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
think
listen,
I think that guy was struggling with the English language, but I don't know.
no, he was. So listen, let's say it goes with Amorim. Tomorrow's game they're
Yeah,
playing versus with Ipswich Town. Ipswich, by this already needs a side. They're quite an unpredictable side. Remember by the before this international break they beat Spurs 2-0. Was it 2-1? Yeah.
yeah.
So there are sides there that you don't want to underrate. But let's say it goes, man. The
Hmm.
Amorim era is here. Let's see. Let's hope. No, let's not even hope for anything. Let's say it goes. Let's say it goes because
Yeah.
Manchester
Let's see what he
fans
does. I'm
just
hearing, Anthony might play left wing back. Different formations, bro. Let's see what this guy does.
let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. But this is the Premier League. He just needs to
Mhm.
remember that this is the Premier League. Even Slot needs to remember that this is the Premier League. It's just a matter
But
of
he
time.
cooked it. Sporting even cooked Man City. You remember the Champions League a few nights ago?
Say that again.
Sporting beat Man City 4-1 in the Champions League. Amorim's last game, if I'm not
Oh
wrong.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. They did. So like Amorim
So
seems to be
he knows his
somebody.
stuff.
No, he
Yeah.
knows his stuff. As a coach, by there from a coaching perspective, I really respect that. He definitely knows his stuff. But then let's
Mhm.
say it goes. I think that's basically it for that that is basically it. But there for the weekend preview. Yo, Abdul man,
Yeah.
I'll be streaming the game,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you're going to be streaming the game on your end as well.
4 hours. The early kickoff. No, no. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna stream it. People should check the preview. Abdurazak concept. I already did it. Leicester versus Chelsea. It's interesting. Subscribe and like.
And you'll be seeing this on the next one, man. So Abdul, man,
Yeah.
I'll be seeing you next man, next time, huh?
Yeah, bro. Peace, man.
All right, cheers.